guys, and welcome back to a new video. In this video I have another talk, like let's chat video. I think the last one I did was like quite a long time ago, so I thought it would be nice to like do another sit down video again in Korea. Like as you can see, I have a different background. So for those who don't keep up with my vlogs, I am back in Korea. I've been back for 2 weeks now, and I'll be here for at least until like the end of the summer, so I am going to be here for quite a while. Yeah, in this video I'm going to be talking about a bunch of topics. For the majority it's actually going to be Korea related, because I asked you guys on Instagram to send me any topics or questions you want me to talk about in this video, and most of them was actually about Korea, but we're gonna go talk all about it. So yeah, this is going to be a long video I think, so make sure to grab a snack, grab a drink, sit comfortably, and let's go. Okay, so the first one is actually pretty random, but I actually liked it, so that's why I added it. Most to least favorite Natlan characters. So for those who don't play Genshin Impact, you guys are not gonna get it. But so Genshin Impact is going to release a new update very soon, and there's going to be a new region called Natlan. Like the characters of that region have already been revealed, and there's actually they're basically really the talk of the town. So I'm actually now gonna go into their Instagram and see which characters are actually there, because I actually forgot like who are there, but I think there were a lot were like released. So I think my most favorite is I don't know how you pronounce his name, Kinich, like he has something, I just really, he looks so emo boy. So and yeah, I actually do really like him, so I think I'm actually most looking forward to him. And also to the Pyro Archon herself. Like, I think her name is Mavika? Like, and I think who are the least exciting characters? I know that Mualani is going to be a Hydro character, but if she's going to be another 5-star, then come on guys. Like, what I don't like about Genshin Impact, there are like only 3 or I think only 3 4-star Hydro characters, and the rest are all like 5 stars. So if she's going to be another 5-star Hydro, then I'm just not gonna like it. Okay, so now we're getting more into the like Korea related questions. Best memory in Korea. I'm just gonna take all the moments I've been in Korea. So this is my 3rd time now, for those who don't know. I also studied abroad in Korea last year for 4 months. So, and since I've been here now for only 2 weeks, like for me it's like it feels too early to say what was my best memory. I can actually say like what has during this vacation has been my best memory is I think water bomb, and especially on the 2nd day. Like of course I loved all the days of water bomb. I also have a vlog on it, so you can check that out. But I don't know, there was just this one moment where the fireworks like came out, and I remember just like looking in the sky and like just feeling so happy and so grateful to be in Korea. And I don't know, it just gave me like such a warm feeling in my heart that I was just so happy. And it also sort of made me realize how I actually finally felt, okay, this is going to sound a little bit emo, but like I finally felt like happy for the first time in a long time, because I was actually going through quite a hard time like the past few months and also last year. I don't know, since then I just have felt so happy. I was just so grateful for everything, and also the fact that I got to be in Korea and experience all of this. So I think that's one of my best memory. Like I have multiple, so I want to add one more. Like, and this one was during my study abroad, which is actually a bit more funnier one. Like I remember I was with a friend, and I was with like other people from Sogong University, and we had this like, we were making songkyeon, which totally failed. I actually also have a vlog about it. But then we all went out after, which wasn't seen in the vlog because I didn't vlog that part of the evening. But I remember we were all just like, you know, going out for dinner, having fun, and like, I don't know, I was just having such a great night, like just interacting with everyone. So yeah, that was basically like the very nice memory I've had. Like that was also like one of the best moments I had in Korea. So just having fun with friends. What is the thing you love the most about the culture or country? There are just so many things I like about Korea and the culture, and it will sound probably very broad, but one thing I just like, it's just, first of all, it's so different compared to the Netherlands. I also really like how it's so part of the culture, like how you have to show respect like to elderly and seniors and stuff, even though that's basically common like everywhere. Like, but Korea puts like such an emphasis on it, so I actually do really like that. And also just the scenery, like sometimes it does look a bit weird, because what I was actually shocked about is like with all the high buildings and how everything's like one building, while we just in the Netherlands have like separate like houses. And yeah, I also just really like the scenery, and also just, it sounds weird, but like I like seeing mountains, because in the Netherlands we don't have mountains. We're like the flattest country in the world, y'all. That's what I also really like. And I don't know, just the fact that everything's so different compared to what I'm used to. So yeah, I think basically those things I mentioned, that's what I love. And also just the rich history behind it, because now since I'm majoring in Korean studies, I also got to learn a lot about the history and the culture, and which actually made me fall in love with Korea a bit more. Yeah, it just has such a nice rich history, which I just also really like, and you can see that traces of those back in many places here, which I really like as well. So food I miss from home. Yeah guys, this is gonna sound so Dutch, but I miss my bread and cheese. Like, I miss bread, I miss cheese. Like, don't get me wrong, there's also bread and cheese here, but it's not the same, y'all. Like, why is cheese so sweet here? Like, why make it sweet? The same with bread, why you make it sweet? Like, but yeah, that sounds so weird, but that's actually food I miss. I remember during the winter season I actually really missed oliebollen. Like, that's like a Dutch like fried like ball, something like that, like fried dough ball, something like that. And it's usually eaten like in the winter holidays, like during Christmas and New Year's Eve, and you put like sugar, powdered sugar on top of it, and that's what I really missed. So like when I came back on the 4th of January in the Netherlands, I was to my mom like, please save me some oliebollen. Like, other Dutch things I miss, like, not really, it's mostly I think bread. So future K-pop concerts, I'm actually going to a lot of, I think up until now this year has been the year that I've been to the most concerts ever in my life. So I keep like track of all the concerts I go to every year. I actually only keep up like with K-pop concerts because that's basically the only concerts I've been the past few years. So but yeah, like I'm really looking forward to K-Con, which is going to be in Germany this year. So me and my best friend are planning to go on the 28th, on the weekend of 20th September. I'm actually going to see BI a couple of days after, which I'm excited about, because last year BI also performed in the Netherlands, but that's when I was in Korea, so I couldn't see him. So I'm also excited for that. I'm going to see NCT Dream also with my best friend. So yeah, she really loves NCT Dream, and I was actually first sure if I wanted to go, but then I decided to end up going. I'm actually also going to see XG, but XG is not really K-pop. I know, like there's like a lot of discussion they are actually K-pop, but yeah, but they are promoting in Korea and stuff. But yeah, I'm also seeing XG, and in January I'm going to see Rolling Quartz, which is like Korean like rock band. And this year I've been to Psychers, Youngwave, Camo, Eric Nam, like both his days in Amsterdam. I went to Music Bank in Antwerp, which is amazing. I saw ITZY, and I went to Waterbomb, and I actually went to Enhypen's comeback showcase. Like, I got selected to be at the comeback showcase like 2 weeks, was it 2 weeks now? No, like last week. It was so exciting. I actually got front row, which was crazy. So I actually saw Enhypen live as well. It was so nice. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the concerts I'll also be going to this year, and I hope I get to go to many concerts as well next year. Finding it difficult to make friends in Korea. I mean, I feel like I hear like many mixed stories on these. Like, some people got to make like a lot of friends in Korea, and some had a lot of trouble with it. It like also just depends on what kind of friends you're looking for. Like, if you want to like only make Korean friends here, then personally I feel like that's going to be a bit hard, because not every Korean wants to be friends with foreigners for many reasons. One of them being like, if the Koreans are not good in English, then they don't really tend to make friends with foreigners. And it's also like quite commonly known that Koreans mostly tend to like, I heard like the story, like Koreans mostly always have their friends from like high school and stuff, and that's basically like they stick together with them always. So sometimes they don't really feel the need to make new friends. But obviously I'm not generalizing at all, because there are like many people who want to make friends with foreigners. Like, even at Sogang there's like this club for exchange students, and there are also Koreans in there who actually do want to meet exchange students and make foreign friends, so that's good. Personally, last year I did struggle a little bit with making friends, but that was also because like I just didn't go out a lot, and people also told me like, yeah, just go out because then you meet friends. But at the same time I was also like in a very low like mental mindset like in my life, so then it's like also not easy to like motivate yourself to get out. So I know it sounds easier said than done, like just go out and make friends, just go out and meet people. But at the same time, that's actually how you like meet people. Like, of course, you don't have to be friends with them right away. Like, even, for example, yesterday I met up with people and I didn't know any of them, but I was like, let me just get out of my comfort zone and do something fun. Like, I'm in this group chat where like people like meet each other and stuff. So we went on this activity, and it was my first time going to such a meetup and meeting all those people. It was actually very fun. Like, so you never know like if you can like make nice friendships out of it. But if you like struggle with making new friends, I would literally say like just go maybe on an app, or like join a certain hobby, or like maybe throughout that hobby you'll meet friends there. So yeah, like I said, it sounds easier said than done, but that's actually how you meet people. How to feel comfortable with yourself and your personality. So this is actually a little bit of like a self-love like thing. So I feel like getting comfortable with yourself, it is actually also quite a long journey, and there can be like many circumstances or like life events that make it like difficult to like feel comfortable with yourself. Like maybe some things happen which makes you like quite insecure about yourself, or like other certain things which makes it difficult. So I would say like if you know like if you know you have certain issues, then make sure to like do something with them. Like for example, I am actually currently in therapy. I've been in therapy for 7 years already, so it is a lot, but it does actually help me to really like feel comfortable with myself, also get to know myself. And it's also good that you like get to know yourself in a sense like, okay, this is like how I am as a person, this is what I like, this is what I don't like. And sometimes it can also be like difficult when you meet people who end up like not liking you as a person. Like sometimes I actually also struggle with that, like, but that's because of a bullying past I had. Like I was like severely bullied like back in like primary school, which also like really made me very insecure. And I would also always like try to make people like me, so which also sometimes meant that I would do things that were like I didn't feel comfortable with, or I was just acting like a completely different person just for the sake of being liked. Like there is this one like saying my friend said, like, you can be the most delicious peach in the world, but some people just straight up don't like peaches, and that is totally fine. Like, and that's something I also learned in therapy. As long as I know that like I am good with myself and I love myself, then that how someone else feels about me shouldn't matter. Like it shouldn't, how someone else views me shouldn't determine how I should feel about myself. I know it's very, very easier said than done, and it's something I actually still struggle a lot with. Expenses in Korea you did not expect. This is I think like a hard one, because it depends like how long you're living. Like if I take my study abroad time for example, expenses I definitely did not expect were like health insurance. Like, well, we were actually already quite informed about it already, that we had to pay that. Also expenses when it came to getting my ARC. How to make the best out of your time in Korea alone. I actually was considering of making a separate video on this. If I could answer this a little bit, I would say like just go out, like, because I really feel like you can make the best time out of it if you like actually go out and just walk around, explore. Any tips on saving money and managing it in Korea? This is also a hard one, because I feel like I cannot say how much you should like, because everyone's like financial situation is different. So but like I actually also got this question in my last study abroad Q&A, because I said something around it, things like if you're staying for like 4 months, then I would say save at least like 7K, because I really feel like it also depends on you and your lifestyle. Like, do you like go out a lot? Do you like go a lot of activities? Do you plan on traveling to a lot? Like it just really depends. But yeah, like the tips I would give is like just like, if you know you want to go to Korea like maybe next year or in 6 months or whenever it might be, start saving already. Like if you have a job, good. Like it also just like depends how much money you make with that job or any type of way you get money. So make sure you always like set aside at least a bit of it. And managing it in Korea, I would definitely also like maybe like a list of like what you want to do, and also like do some research on what's all gonna cost, so you have like a sort of like overview for yourself, like on how expensive or how cheap you can make a trip, because I can speak from experience that it can sometimes like be if you don't like keep up with it, then sometimes then there's like a possibility you end up like getting panicking a little because you'll be running out of money. Because even also during my study abroad time, I saw many people who were actually like very worried about their money like halfway, that they actually were like, shit, I have to like pay a lot of attention and like cut back on spending literally halfway in their study abroad time. So I would say like make sure you know like how much you're getting each month, how much you're able to set aside, and how much you'll be able to spend, and also especially like what are you planning to do with that money whilst you're in Korea. Hi guys, it's me currently editing this video. When I was editing and going through like the questions and topics I talked about, I realized there was actually one topic I forgot to talk about, so I'm going to include it here because I feel like it's also like quite a good one to talk about, and it's what's the hardest thing about living in Korea. I really feel like, first of all, being so far away from home can sometimes feel a bit hard as well. Like, for example, I don't get homesick, like not at all. Like, it's just for me maybe the fact that I'm like on my own, like alone. Like, I don't experience that much trouble by living on my own like here. I think it mostly comes to the fact that like just knowing that you're like on your own, so far away from your like environment that you were so used to, can be quite hard sometimes. Any cities outside Seoul you would recommend to visit? I'm the worst person to ask this because even during my 4 months in Korea, like the only place I went to outside of Seoul, oh no wait, that's a lie, like I did go to this one island for a day. I don't know the name of it though, but it was actually a very nice day. And then I went to Daegu 2 times, so I'm not really like the best person to ask advice on which cities in Korea to visit. Maybe in the future I can answer this question better. I did get some questions on like do I work in Korea. The answer is like no, I don't work like for a Korean company. I don't work like in Korea for a Korean company, or like I don't make Korean money or anything. It's just I still have a part-time job in the Netherlands, but the thing is like it's 100% remote, so I can basically do it everywhere. Technically, like I am like working, but just not for a Korean company. But also make sure like if it's like with the embassy in your country, if it's allowed to do like remote work and something like that. So yeah, but yeah, I couldn't give up my part-time job for 7 weeks, so that's why I'm still like doing it, and it's actually also very good to keep doing that, really. So but yeah, I would like also say like be careful when it comes to like remote work. Also depends where you're from. So dealing with friendship breakups, this one actually low-key hits a bit home. Like just for reference, I'm turning 27 next month, so I've had many friendships come and go in life. Like it's not something new for me, but yeah, friendship breakups, they are like, I would say they're definitely just as painful as relationship breakups. Obviously, like I cannot totally compare those two, but yeah, like quite heartbroken and like sad of a friendship ending is completely normal, especially like also if you guys actually were like best friends before. Like I said, I've met many friends come and go in life. Those were friends that I was like, you know, just fun chill friends with, but I actually also had actual best friends. Like I lost actual best friends. But yeah, all I can say is people really come and go into your life, and I really believe that everyone, like maybe not everyone agrees with this, but like I feel like everyone comes in your life for a reason. Like I feel like you don't just meet people by coincidence. I feel like also many people came into my life to teach me a lesson. So I also really see those people who are not in my life anymore as like actual life lessons. Like I've learned so much from all these friendships, and looking back at some friendships that have ended, looking back, I believe that some of them 100% really had to end, because either those people weren't just good for me, or we were just not compatible with each other. Like it had many reasons, and some of them we just completely lost contact. Like no beef or anything. You will always find out why it had to end. And I also tell myself like, okay, what did I learn from this, and what are the positives I can get out of this situation, if that makes sense. So yeah, I also don't want to get into too much about my personal situations with friendship breakups. Time management. So as you obviously get older and like you start to yeah, a good job and stuff. Like obviously when you get older you have a lot more responsibilities. For example, when you're still in uni or college or anything, you have classes to attend to, but you also have like homework, for example, or like when you're already having a full-time job but you still have like other responsibilities on the side. It can sometimes just be quite hard to manage all of your time, and then you'll have a feeling like there are just not enough hours in the day. That's why I'm like a planner. I am such a planner. I like to block everything I do by the hour. But yeah, time management is also really something you actually really need to practice, because I know that like just planning just doesn't work for everyone. Like if you just tell someone like, oh, just plan well, like, or just plan this and this, like I know not everyone can do that. So it's actually something you also have to like experience by experiences, if that makes sense. So dealing with low days, I like, definitely everyone has like their low days, and the one thing that helps for me when I'm going through a low day is like listen to my body and my mind. Like, how am I feeling? How does my body feel? If I feel like I need to take a rest, and I do that where I can though. And also just really like, you know, like just take a step back and just focus on myself. Like if I feel like I want to call a friend, then I call a friend. If I just want to vent or like, you know, anything like that. So yeah, so it's really like dealing with low days. It's literally like take the focus on yourself, take a look at what you need at that specific moment. But if it's like getting to a point where you just really cannot get out of bed anymore, that's actually when it tends to get serious, and then I would actually like advise like to seek actual professional help, because if it like actually ends up being a depression. But if it's like just a rut, then I would just also like really say like listen to your body, maybe talk to someone, or just get yourself out of bed and like maybe take a walk, or like what also really helps me sometimes, like journaling, so writing down my own thoughts. So like, because sometimes like writing can like sort of like a way of expressing it, which also makes it like easier to deal with your emotions instead of like keeping them like cropped up, if that makes sense. And so that's basically how I do it. This one was actually a nice one, and it's something I also still struggle with a lot. Anxiety about the future. I know many people like who are still like in their early 20s, whilst I'm going to be entering my late 20s, guys. Like next month I'll be in my late 20s. So I really feel like I can actually say a lot about this topic, actually, like anxiety about the future. Like when I was in my early 20s, I was also like very like anxious about what my future was gonna look like. Even back then, I actually had a sort of a straight idea in my mind, like, oh, when I'm like 24, for example, I want my life to be this, this, and this. And then the age of 24 was getting closer, and I wasn't nowhere near what I was planned. And obviously, I would actually start panicking. Well, not really panicking, but I was really like, oh, but like set this for myself, and it did not end up happening. And I can say that's totally fine, because life is so unpredictable. Like your 20s is such a weird time, because you feel like a lot of people are like, you know, like catching up with life a lot faster than you are. For example, like maybe you have friends who are like 21 and already have like their first kid, or even like bought a house, got a full-time job, while you're still like single, still like in uni or something. But what I learned from life is, and I think that's something everyone tells you, like you're not too late, you're not too early, you're on time, you're on your own timeline. And it's actually something I was also used to be insecure about, like when I was getting older. And it's also completely fine if you haven't like figured out your life yet completely. Things can always just change, like your interests can always change, and or like your career path or what you want to do can always change. Like I feel like I'm a great example in this, because I graduated with a Bachelor of Social Work 5 years ago, and I even worked as a social worker. But in the back of my mind, doing something with Korea and like Korean culture and like do something with that had been on my mind for years. I was like, you know what, let me just go back to university and just do Korean studies. Like I also said before, everything happens for a reason. So I really feel like I was meant to do this. Like this is what God decided for me to do. So, and the final topic I want to talk about is self-care and setting goals. Wait, let me actually take a sip of water first, because I've been talking a lot and my throat is dry. But yeah, self-care and setting goals, I want to put those two together. I really feel like self-care and setting goals also sometimes really go hand in hand together. So I wanted to start about setting goals first. Like like I said before about talking about like when you want to do for your future, like obviously everyone has goals they want to achieve and like work through it, but sometimes you do have those moments where it feels like, oh, it's not working, or I'm not making any progress, or this is not where I want to be. Or sometimes people are just too much focused on their working towards their goals that they actually forget to take care of themselves. And that's when moments like burnouts or like other things that impact your like physical health, mental health, everything. Like sometimes I would also feel like quite gutted or like quite frustrated with myself if something wasn't going to as I planned, or this goal I had in mind, for some reason I just could not achieve it. I would sometimes really so lose myself in this that it actually would like cost my, or like it really impacted like myself, if that makes sense. So I would really say, like, if you feel like you're losing yourself in pursuing a goal, that I would just literally say like take a step back and take a look at what you need right now, like your actual needs, like whether it be mentally or physically or anything. Like I feel like self-care is so important, because when you take care of yourself you also just start to feel good about yourself, and I feel like that's what you need to achieve a certain goal. Like you need to be content with yourself, you need to be well rested, and I feel like that's when it actually gets easier to set your goal, because then you can also like look at the goal, think a bit more rational about the goal. Like what if you find out like, oh, but this is not working because I'm doing this, hence why it's not working. So yeah, it's just all a big process, like a big machine processing many things. Like many different things are happening at the same time, and they all like need each other to work well. I don't know if I'm making completely sense right now, but I hope you guys know what I'm like talking about and where I want to go with this. Yeah, I really feel like self-care is so important. Like in order to set your goal and to be where you want to be, your body needs to be fit, your mind needs to be fit, like everything needs to like work well, and you should feel good in order to achieve that. Yeah, those were actually all the topics I talked about, and some questions I also like answered, and speaking from own experience. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you liked it, and of course subscribe. I love you guys, and I see you next time in a new video. Bye bye.